welcome back to my channel. My name is Pindi Leslope, originally from South Africa but currently living in Poland, and Poland it's in Europe. My darling, my sweetheart, if it's your first time here, welcome and thank you so much for being here. Please make sure that you don't leave without liking, commenting and sharing this video. Most importantly, please make sure that you don't leave without subscribing. I'd really be happy if you could help me grow my channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, my darling, my sweetheart, thank you so much for being here. Mostly thank you so much for your patience. I know I've been away for some time, so thank you so much for coming back and waiting for me. Also, please make sure that you don't leave without liking, commenting and sharing this video, okay? And if you are a new subscriber, my darling, my sweetheart, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for helping me grow my channel. I really appreciate you. And please make sure that you don't leave without liking, commenting and sharing this video, and make sure that you hit that post notification bell so that you get notified anytime I post a new video. Okay, so guys, I'm really gonna try to look here, because I have to look here, not here. I have to look here, but it's gonna be hard because, you know, my struggles. This is the struggle that I have all the time. I have the struggle of looking here all the time. Okay, so guys, this is the first video of Vlogmas, and I thought making this video, the first video, it will be more accurate. And so I don't know what am I going to call this video, this video yet. I think it's gonna be a life update, or it's gonna be a quick story time. I don't know, I will see what I will call it, but I think life update is much more fitting, because I'm here to update you on what has been happening in my life, why I have been gone for a month on YouTube, why I haven't been on YouTube for a month, why was it hard for me to be posting content in the past few months, because it was hard. That's why I was not consistent. I was really trying to be consistent, but because of what was happening around me, because of what I was going through, it was really hard for me to post, and it was really hard for me to even sit down and look at the camera and talk to you guys and pretend that I'm okay and pretend that everything is okay. Okay, so anyway, stay tuned. And guys, life update, yo, I life shame. Yeah, before we move on, every time, if you're new here, every time on this channel, whenever we are doing sit downs or whenever we are doing story times, we always have something to drink. So today we're just gonna have a glass of wine. So this wine, it was opened yesterday when my friends came to visit me. So it was opened yesterday and I didn't finish. So this is the last drop of this wine. This is the last drop of this wine. So yeah, and this glass, it's so big, it makes this wine look like it's very small, but it's like it's a lot, because look at this glass, look, it's big. So this glass has my name on it, and it has 2nd of December 2023. Okay, so I will tell you along the way what was happening on this day. And this was like 2 days ago when I'm making this video. This was 2 days ago. So something very special happened in my life, and that's why my friend gifted me with this glass with my name and the date. Okay, so cheers and enjoy. By the way, this is South African wine. I'm going in again. Anyway, I don't know if you guys remember, in January I posted a video. I will put it somewhere here so that you can catch up with this video and make sure that you actually understand what has been happening. So in January I posted this particular video, and it was a video of me moving out of my apartment and leaving my job. So I didn't quite explain what was happening and why I had to leave my job and why I had to move out from my apartment and move back to Wrocław, because I moved to this particular place before I started my YouTube channel. So by the time I started my YouTube channel, I was already living in this particular place, which is called Bogdanovo. And Bogdanovo, it's a very small village. This small village, it's next to Poznan, so it's a bit far from here. It's like 2 hours drive from here. And I was living in Bogdanovo, and I had to start a new job in a small town. This small town is right next to this small village. So I was working in a small town and living in a small village. Okay, so the experience was amazing. I had a very good time there. I made a lot of friends. I loved everything about that place. I wouldn't lie. I loved everything about that place. I loved everything about my job there. And in that school, I was actually an English teacher, of course. I was teaching kids from kindergarten until grade 8. So you could have seen also on a particular video where I was doing a day in the life of a teacher in Poland. So I have this particular video. So on that video, I was showing you how my day looks like and which classes I'm teaching. So I was working with teenagers, and first of all, it was very challenging to work with teenagers, but those teenagers were amazing. You saw also on that video how they welcomed me into the school, how they loved me, and how they respected me as a teacher and our interaction with them. So I loved everything about my job, but unfortunately I had to leave, and this is the main reason why I had to leave. So in this video, I'm trying to put you up to date with my life, because I was doing a lot of changes. I was going down, up and down, and not explaining anything to you. Next time I was in Bogdanovo, the next time I was in Wrocław. Like I was, shifting from here to there without explaining to you guys exactly what was happening. So in this video, that's why I said I think it will be a story time or a live update, or I will use both this intros. I don't know, we will see, guys, we will see. So stay tuned and try to understand everything that was happening in my life. Okay, in January, my partner, the one I always refer to as partner, my partner decided to propose to me. So if also you could have seen from my previous videos, I always said to you, oh guys, I have to go to Wrocław because I have unfinished business. It's because I left Wrocław. I can say suddenly, because hey, it's a long story. Because when I applied for this job in Poland, there are 2 Oborniki. So when I applied for this job, I applied for a job in Oborniki. So I thought this was going to be Oborniki, the Oborniki next to Wrocław, only to find out that it's very far. But when they told me about the job, the salary and everything, I was happy about it. So I decided to move. And then at that time, partner was my boyfriend. So I told him, he helped me find the place, he helped me do everything. And I told him that I'm moving to Bogdanovo. Okay, so I moved and I left him in Wrocław. That's why I was going up and down, up and down, and trying to make this relationship work. And we did everything in our power to make it work, and it did work, because I was coming to Wrocław probably every weekend, and he was coming to me also like twice a month. He was visiting me in my apartment. But then, guys, my partner proposed to me in January this year. Okay, my partner proposed to me in January this year, and when he proposed, he said to me, it made him realize when I moved here how much he needs me. Okay, so moving, it was a bit stressful for me, but also it brought a lot of things into my life. Okay, so he decided to propose to me, and one of the main reasons why I had to move, it's because in January, after he proposed, we started preparing, and we started talking about the possibilities of getting married, because we didn't want to be engaged for a long time. So now that's when the real problem started. Okay, that's when the real problem started. After he proposed, we literally thought that it was going to be easy for us to plan for a wedding. We thought maybe it was going to be just a walk in a park. And when we found out that for me as a foreigner to get married in Poland, we need I need only two documents, which is my birth certificate and the certificate of no impediment. So this is the certificate that says that yes, you can get married and you're not married back home. Okay, I'm sorry. So for you to get this certificate, you need to go to an embassy. I needed to go to a South African embassy, and I needed to go there and apply for this letter. So now, guys, I live in another town. Oh, in another, yes, I live in another town and my partner lives in another city. So now for us to get all the documents and for us to do all the preparations, that means I had to come to Wrocław every weekend. And now it's first of all, it's very expensive to come here. For me, it was expensive, of course. I'm a cheapskate, remember? So it's very expensive to be doing this up and downs. And another thing, I was paying for my apartment and I got this job right in the middle of this inflation. So things were expensive. I was paying my bills. He was paying the bills on the side. So that means out of our salary, we were using half of our salary like to maintain our two apartments, his apartment and my apartment. Of course, I was paying my own bills, he was paying his own bills, but we were spending a lot of money in this. And on top of that, we had to be traveling up and down to come and see each other. Okay, so now going back to the documents, so we realized that we needed two documents, which is going to be my birth certificate and this no impediment certificate. So now my birth certificate I had, okay, but my birth certificate, it was the abridged birth certificate, I think. Okay, let me explain it this way. It was the one that doesn't have my parents' names, only to find out that to get married you need the one that has your parents' names. I have the birth certificate. The only thing I need is the letter of no impediment. What can go wrong? Nothing, right? So I thought. So we decided that, okay, on some weekend, we're gonna go to the embassy of South Africa and to apply for this letter. So Naganjani, we went there and it's like 6 hours from here to go there. It's like 6 hours by train. And we had to go and come back same day. So we went there, and when we got there, and this was when did we go? I can't remember the dates. I'll put the dates here because I made a video about this, but I didn't explain why I had to go to Warsaw. This place is called Warsaw and it's a capital of Poland. So we went to Warsaw, we went to the embassy. So when we got there, we told them that we want to apply for this letter. And before we go there, we knew that applying for this letter is a problem, because you have to apply for this letter and then they have to send all the documents to South African Home Affairs. And South African Home Affairs, guys, we know the issue there. Like, it's so busy and documents take time to come back. And we didn't want to wait for a long time before we can get married, right? So we went there and they told us that it's gonna take time for this letter to come back. It might take 3, 6, 7 months, even a year for this letter to come back. So we were like, okay, but can you write us a letter that says that we can get married without this document, or a letter that we can take to the court and apply. Yo, guys, I don't know how to explain. Okay, so if you don't have this letter, or if your country doesn't give this letter, you can go to a Polish court and apply for an exemption to submitting this letter of no impediment. But now, for you to apply for this exemption from the court, you need a paper from the embassy that says, we do offer this letter, but we are not sure when it's gonna come. I hope it makes sense. Okay, so now we asked the embassy, can they give us a letter that's confirming that I want to apply for an exemption from submitting this document. So they told me that yes, they can write it for me, but they are not sure if it's going to be accepted in the court, because they don't normally give that type of a document that says that, oh, can you give this person an exemption from submitting this document? I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, fine. Fast forward, they gave us this letter, and now we had to go to the Polish court and apply for, to apply and ask them to allow me to get married without this document. So this is what we did. We submitted all the documents and everything, and now we had to wait a month or two for the court to answer us and tell us that, okay, we will give you this letter or not. So now all of this was happening with me being in another town. So I had to come and do all these documents, and I had to come and try and fix everything so that we can have a date for the wedding or something like this. And on top of that, my mom had to come so that, she can do everything that has to be done as a parent. So she had to come. So on top of that, we had to invite my mother, and on top of that, I still need to go to work. I still need to do other things. And guys, I don't know, I feel like I'm all over the place, but I feel like I'm explaining what was happening. Okay, so now we came to a decision with my partner. We were like, you know what, you being in another town and me being in another town and trying to get out all these things, it's very stressful and it's very draining. So we had to make a decision. One of us had to either move to another, or we had to switch. So we actually decided that I will move back to Wrocław. So that's when I had to make a very, very sad and big decision and say that I'm going to leave my job and I'm going to move back to Wrocław. So Naganjani, I left my work and I moved to Wrocław. That's why for me, it was, on that video, I did say that this, it's a sad and happy moment for me, because it was sad that I was leaving my school, but also it was so exciting. I was so happy that I just got engaged, and I found the person who loves me enough yeah, and who proposed to me, and this person is wants to spend the rest of his life with me, and this is what I want. And the fact that I would have someone in my life, and the fact that I'm moving in with somebody I really, 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 really love. And so I had to make a big decision. I had to leave my school, sadly. I had to leave my apartment, which I loved. I loved that apartment. I really loved my apartment. I enjoyed everything about that apartment. But also, I was happy that I'm moving here in Wrocław. And in Wrocław, that's where it all started when I moved to Poland. So I was happy that I'm moving to a familiar place. I was excited that I'm moving to a place that I really like also. And I was so excited that I'll be with my partner every day. Okay. So Naganjani, I moved back to Wrocław, and I didn't explain to you guys why I had to move back. I was like, oh, I will explain, but I wanted everything to be finished before I can come and tell you the entire story. And another thing, I had a lot of people who were messaging me and questioning, oh, why did you have to leave your job if you loved it so much? What happened? Some people were even assuming that I got fired, and some people were just curious on what happened. The main reason why I have to move is because we had just gotten engaged and we were trying so hard to get all these documents together. And so Naganjani, I moved to Wrocław. So, and when I moved here, I think for a few weeks it was amazing, or for a few months it was amazing because I was so happy. But then it was a bit annoying after a few months staying at home and not doing anything because I didn't have a job then. So it was just annoying because we were trying to fix everything. We were trying to get all the documents, and my mom came. And guys, when my mom was coming here for the wedding. Okay, so my mom was coming here for the wedding, but it didn't happen because we didn't have the documents ready on time. So the stress of that got to me. I was really stressed. I was extremely stressed about getting the documents, because like I told you guys, Poland, it's very strict when it comes to documents and stuff like this. So one mistake on the documents, for them, they don't consider that a document, a valid document. So I'm fast forwarding because my phone storage is like very low. And so mom came to Poland. That made me feel really better. But she was not here for a long time because she had other things to do back at home. But I was happy that she met my partner and everything was done. I'm not gonna get into details about that. And she gave us her blessings, and the entire family gave us their blessings, and everything was done on that side, and everything was perfect. So now we had to wait for the documents. Remember, we applied for the exemption. I told you that we applied for from the court that they can give us they can allow me to get married without this document, but the court will write a letter and give a stamp and stuff like this. So I thought maybe after we applied, I thought maybe they'll just send us this letter. Guys, tell me, why did they summon me to court to come and appear in front of the judge? And this is what they did. They sent me a letter, and they sent my partner a letter. And they sent me a second letter to tell me that on this particular day, I have to be in court at this time, courtroom number something, and I have to, because the judge has to ask me a few questions before the judge can give me this letter, guys. And this was in a month. Guys, I was so stressed. The entire month I was so stressed. But Naganjani, we went to court and we appeared in front of the judge. It was a woman, and I had to have a translator present for this appearance. So the court actually is the one that is hiring the translator for you. You don't use your personal translator, you use a translator from the court. So I was stressed. Okay, so Naganjani, we went, appeared, and they asked us a few questions. The judge questioned me a lot, and my partner, of course, but mostly me. She was asking me a lot of questions, and they told us after hearing our story, they told us to go outside so that they can make a decision. So we went outside, and they 30 minutes later, they gave us the answer that yes, they will give me this letter to allow me to get married. So we were so happy. Now we booked the second date of wedding, because the first one, it was the one when mom was here. So now we booked the second date. Everything is perfect. We have the letter from the court. What could go wrong? Nothing, right? So now my spirit was picking up. I was like, okay, fine, everything is going well now. I can relax and stuff like this. Yeah. So I was like, I can relax now, everything is fine. Sharp Fede, we went to the Urząd Miejski. This is like the Home Affairs of Poland. So we had to go there to submit the documents. So for you to submit the documents, me as a foreigner, I have to go there with a translator. And remember, guys, I told you that I only needed 2 documents. I only needed 2 documents. So now we are going, and remember, we started this process in January, February, somewhere there, because we got engaged, and then I think we started preparing. Yes, I think we got engaged in January, and towards the end of January we started fixing the documents. And now my mom came in May. So in May still we were still waiting for the documents. We were still trying to get the documents from January. Fine, guys, and now we had to go to the Ujon Mienski to submit the documents after receiving this letter from the court. So we went, and I went there with my translator. It was me, my partner, and my translator, because I have to have a translator to go there. And so we went there and we submitted the documents, everything. And they looked at the document from the court and they said, okay, it's okay, we're gonna accept this. And they looked at my birth certificate and they said the birth certificate cannot be accepted because they've never seen a birth certificate like that before. And so they told us that we have to give them some time to check the documents, and they will call us and let us know if they will accept this birth certificate. The reason why they were not accepting my birth certificate, it's because it didn't have my parents' names. So this is an old birth certificate. In South Africa, we have the old and the new birth certificate. I think the one that has your parents' name is unabridged, and I think the one that doesn't have your parents' name is abridged. So we tried to submit the documents. They said no, the birth certificate, they cannot recognize it because they've never seen a birth certificate like that. And they said they will give us an answer when if they accept, then they will give us an answer and tell us yes or no. Fine, guys, we went home. It was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday they didn't call because they said they will call on Monday. They didn't call. Tuesday, Wednesday, they called and they said, okay, they are going to accept this birth certificate, but that means our marriage certificate won't have my parents' names. And that means I cannot use, these were their exact words. That means I won't be able to use this marriage certificate anywhere in Poland. So that means this marriage certificate will be a nonsense marriage certificate because they won't recognize this marriage certificate. So we sat down with my partner. We were like, okay, we do want to get married, but we don't want to make mistakes. So it's better for us to apply for a birth certificate, the right one. So we asked my mom to go to Home Affairs and apply for the birth certificate for me. So mom went and applied for the birth certificate. Luckily, she found a very nice person who helped her very, very well. I'll forever be thankful for that woman. And it was a woman and a guy who helped her. And mom went there and they told her that we have to wait 8 weeks for the birth certificate to come back. So that means we had to wait 2 months for the birth certificate to come back. And now this was in September. The stress. So okay, fine, mom applied for the birth certificate and they told us that we have to wait for 8 weeks for the birth certificate to come back. So we waited. Oopsie. Okay, so guys, unfortunately I have to finish the story like this with my camera, and it's getting dark because I'm using natural lighting, so I will try to be quick and finish the story. And that's the thing, I don't like to use my camera for sit downs and story times because I need to prepare ring light and stuff like this so that it can be good lighting. So now it was September, and now we are waiting for the birth certificate to come, and we waited September, October, and it came second week of November. So when it came already, guys, I was stressing. I was like, my mood was all over the place. I was crying almost every day because I just didn't understand how long we have to wait just to have 2 documents, because like I said, we really wanted to get married. I mean, we wanted to be husband and wife, and so that we can think about the future, about other things. Because first of all, I'm 33 years old, so I think it's the right time for me to be married right now. I'm not saying that I was forcing us to get married or something, but it's just something that we both really wanted, and we were hoping and we were thinking that it's just gonna go smoothly and we're just gonna have a very nice, small, intimate wedding, nothing big, nothing hectic and stuff like that, you know. So fine, the birth certificate comes, and at this point I'm not seeing any growth on my YouTube channel. I'm just getting discouraged. I'm like, okay, why am I still doing YouTube if I'm not growing? Why am I doing YouTube? Why am I putting content out there when people are not watching? Like, I just got discouraged by a lot of things. First of all, I think it got to me mainly because in my life things were not going the way I planned. At this time, I don't even have a job. I cannot go to work because I'm busy with preparing for the wedding that I don't even know when it's gonna come, and if it's gonna come or if it's gonna happen. So I started being moody, sitting on the camera. It was a lot of work for me because I had a lot of things in my head. I had a lot of things to think about, and so I thought maybe I should get a job. So I started looking for work. I was getting job offers, but I just couldn't, because my energy, it was not in the right place. Like, my soul was just like, you know, everything was just so depressing for me, and that's why I had to be away from YouTube for some time so that I can prepare these things. And that's why I couldn't be consistent, because for me, I didn't see a reason why I should deliver content when I'm sad and when I'm not feeling good, okay? And I'm such a bubbly, happy, fun person, you know, but at this point I was just not doing, okay? So fine, we got the document, like we got the final document, which was my birth certificate. It came, and yes, it came exactly 8 weeks, not exactly, it came 9 weeks later, but it was almost, you know, 8 weeks, because when my mom went to inquire, they told her that the main reason why it's so slow is because of the load shedding and stuff like this. So if you don't know, in South Africa there's a problem with electricity. So sometimes in some areas electricity can be gone for 2 hours or twice a day for 2 hours, like something like that. So this was the problem also. This was the main problem for them to be that slow. But finally we got the birth certificate, and mom sent it to me. I think I got it in Poland in like 4 days. She sent it through DHL. Guys, I was so excited. I was so happy. I was so happy. Okay, so finally we submitted the documents and everything was perfect. But now, after submitting the documents, the problem, it was finding the date for the wedding. And we initially thought that maybe we will get married in summer, we're gonna have a summer wedding and stuff like this. And the time we started submitting the documents, we already started preparing for the wedding. My mother-in-law gave us money for my dress, for the rings and everything, because my husband's family, because he's my husband now, yes, there's a story time coming also about that. And because my husband's family, they are very supportive, very nice people. So we started preparing, we started buying stuff, we started trying to find places, but we didn't have the actual wedding date. So fine, we had all the documents now and we submitted them and we asked for the date, and they told us that the only date available is next year, 2024. Yeah. We're like, what? They said, yeah, you have to wait. Unfortunately, the next available date, it's next year, 2024. Woo! And because we wanted to get married in the at the registry office, so they told us that the only date that is available, it's in December and it's outside, so we need to pay extra 1,000 zlotys, which is 4,000 rands, I think, in South African money. We need to pay extra 4,000 to be married outside. So what we did is we agreed, because we just we wanted the wedding to be over and done with, so that we can start the new year in a new slate. Like we just wanted to be finished with this, so that next year we can enjoy our lives, travel, and plan other things, and focus on like our lives, like Kinje. And we just wanted this to be over, and we just wanted to finish and just relax, because the stress was just too much for us. So fine, we agreed to this date, and this was the 2nd of December. That's why you see on this particular glass, my friend gifted me with this. So she gave me 2 of this. It has my husband's name, and the other one has my husband's name, and this one has my name and our wedding date. So our wedding date was on the 2nd of December, which was 2 days ago. So yeah, I got married. The camera because I wanted to show you my hand. Guys, I'm sorry about the low quality of this lighting, because there's no lighting. It's getting dark. Oh, it's winter, so it's getting dark very quickly, and the time currently is only 3:30, but already so you see, we are married, guys. Remember, I used to wear only this ring, and now I have my wedding band. So we are married, and yeah, and so guys, I had to prepare for my wedding. I had to plan the wedding in less than a month. So there'll be a story time about that, and there'll be a wedding video. I don't know if I should post my wedding video. I don't know, I will see. But it was an amazing wedding. It was perfect. The fact that I had to plan my wedding in less than a month, it was stressful, okay? But it happened, and we are so happy. So to summarize everything, 2023 started off on a very stressful note, and I was so stressed. I was really stressed. But in the middle of everything, my mom came to visit me, and I was able to spend my birthday with my mom, and I was so happy. You might remember how I felt on that day, how happy I was. And towards the end of the year, everything just came together. And guys, I remember I was so upset when everything was going on, because I'm not telling you like everything in details, but I just wanted you to get an idea of why I disappeared, So when everything was happening, I was praying a lot, because I pray. Baby, I pray. So I was praying a lot, but I just felt like God is not answering me. God is not hearing me. I was so upset. I just remember sitting down and shouting at God that, oh God, you are not fair. Why are you allowing me to go through this? But looking back, I could see that God didn't allow us to get married around that time, mainly because there was a lot going on, and God was cleaning the way for us. That's all I can say. When the time is right, I'll go into details about it. But looking back, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm glad we didn't have a wedding at this time. Because the time we got married, it was the perfect time for us. Okay, so anyway, guys, like I said, to summarize everything, 2023 started on a very stressful note. In the middle, my mom came, everything was fine for a while, and then towards the end, it was a lot stressful, but at the end, everything came together, honey. Okay, so I'm a married woman. I'm Mrs. Somebody. I am Mrs. Somebody. Baby. Okay, so anyway, guys, I wanted to start vlogmas like this so that we can clear the air. And yeah, and guys, I'm really sorry for being away for some time. I really needed this time like off, and right now I'm so grateful because YouTube, my channel, is growing. Our channel, it's growing so much. And if you would like to find out how I was able to grow so quickly on YouTube, what is the secret, then comment down below and let me know if you would like if you would like me to do a detailed video on how I was able to grow, get monetized, and all of that. So anyway guys, stay tuned and anyway guys, thank you so much for watching up to this far, and please make sure that you comment down below, okay, what you think about this story time, or what do you think about this live update. Like I said guys, I know that I said I'm all over the place, the story was all over the place. It's because there's so many emotions around the story. Like every time when I tell someone about what happened, or when I talk about it, it feels like all the emotions that I had when I was going through this, it's like they are coming back when I tell the story, okay? So if you feel like I was all over the place, and if you would like for me to explain something to you, then please go on my Instagram or comment down below and let me know what do you think and all of that. But all in all, I'm very happy now. I'm extremely happy. Everything came together. I'm relaxed. All I can say is that, you know what, everything is fine now. I'm relaxed, I'm happy, everything came together. Thank God for being there for me. And guys, life can be stressful, but whatever happens, don't give up, because one of those days God is going to answer you, and God is going to give you exactly what you prayed for and what you asked for, okay? So anyway, my darling, my sweetheart, thank you so much for watching up to this far. Please make sure that you don't leave without liking, commenting, and sharing. And most importantly, if you are new here, please make sure that you subscribe and you hit the post notification bell. And see you on Vlogmas number 2. And have a good day, a good night. It doesn't matter what time you're watching this video. Bye. Makeup stain